All right, so welcome to the exchange. So, first and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to give you my opinion on what I see in the stock markets. Looking to the left to see what has happened, then looking to the right to see what may happen. Do your own due diligence. Make sure you invest money in things you know about. If you don't know, invest in yourself and learn. That's the best way you can make money out here and have some security in these markets. So, let's look at what happens to stock markets so we can get a better idea and some security in exchange. Welcome to the Exchange Show. This week we're talking about Nike, and at this point, I'm looking for Nike to bounce after it continues its downtrend. And technically, let's see here. Let's go in the weekly first and make some trend lines and some support and resistance. First, let's do this easy one. Of course, up the top here. I just want to change that. I hate doing those. There we go. And let's do a support there. And of course, one here. There. Yep, that'll go. We'll put one here as well. So here are our levels we're looking at for Nike to continue down. We're going to daily. We had a pop up for earnings. So it ran up for earnings and then sold off quickly again to go back into the trend line. We had an M pattern here, which sold off down here. So it went through once, 2, 3. We're at the same area again. Now, generally, when it comes off of this particular area of a range of $90 or so, since October of last year, it'll pop up. So at this time, we're looking for Nike to do actually, let's turn this on, see how far down we got to go. Let's see what signal we're on. Currently in a sell zone. I'm under the 200, under the 50, under the 14. I'm down here. Do I have any divergence? No divergence. I can see it coming down to probably here. Let's just say 82. Safety 84. If it gets down to this area here, we would call that let's call that a buy zone or entry. So let's here. Let's go for entry there in this area to the upside, because if you notice, one of the things you can do, pick the 200-day moving average. It's $104 for a price target for a strike. You can also pick the 100 because that's actually earnings, and the 50-day moving average, and round numbers are always good for option play to go up in this case. Earnings would match with that $100, so I'll probably pick the $100 strike. We also have two gaps, one gap from 95 to 98, and then a second gap from 111 all the way up to 120. So if you want to do a far out one, you could do 121, but you have to make sure that things would line up for it to go there. I'm only going to look for the $100 if I play this at all. So that's Nike. Let's go to Tilray. Tilray is another one I've been looking at, and I've already done some charting on this. I was looking earlier this week to do an entry for a drop to meet the earnings that was down here at $2.13. Now, Tilray you could probably buy 100 shares of and do some covered calls or whatever. It depends on you. But there are options to do when you're doing options. So let's do one of these here to here. There we go. We are currently, I'll probably look for a little more down until I get to the 382. If it comes down here to that golden zone at 5 to 6, or at 5 to 618, that'd be perfect. That would actually line up with earnings at 211. So if you want to wait to buy Tilray, you could look for it to come down to probably the 211, 212, and then buy it again. Or the 230, 231 area. That's probably going to be a good area as well to get into that play if you're looking for it to go to the upside, which like it just broke up and it is having a quick pullback. This might be the only pullback you get because it's at 249 and it is at some type of structure here. So if we want to see what's the indicators, we're already in buy zones. Okay, this is knocking on the 9-day moving average. I'm in a buy zone here, above the 50, above the 200, above the 14. So I can still look for a buy here if you want to get into Tilray and look for probably $3.28 as the high, or just go to the last high of $3.31. So that's Tilray. Let's go and look at Tesla. So for Tesla this week, if you're like, oh my God, it's going down, it's okay if it's going down. This could be a great purchase for you if you're looking for Tesla as a long-term buy. One of the areas I'm looking for specifically, and it came down below that, there we go. There is currently a gap at the 152 to 146 area, and there is a strong support down at 155. So if it breaks 155, look forward to probably do a flash or a gap down and then buy up into that 146 area to close that gap. But we are currently, look down here, we are currently on a divergent. Let's see. That was my last deepest sell. I'm going up there. Let's make sure. Yeah, so my divergence was here. So in the daily, I have divergence. I am already going up slightly. I have a higher low. I have a lower low, but this one is not as low as that one. So we are still on the divergent pattern on both of these on the indicator here and in the chart matching. So that means we can look for some up movement. It doesn't mean it's going to directly go up from this point, though. You have to make sure if you're going to be playing Tesla that you understand that you have to wait. This is a very fast stock and it will move quickly. So make sure you get confirmation before you get in for a play. I'm looking for it to break this trend line here to go up to 188 and then past that. There was a gap here, so we don't need that anymore. We can get rid of that. Go up to that last earnings of $206. So at least 188, and we'll be good with that. And the last one we're going to cover today is, let's go for a BTC USD. All right. If you're in Bitcoin right now, you're wondering, what is it doing? So if you notice, we are literally in a consolidation. All right, so let's look at that. You had nice strong move up, consolidation. Strong move up, consolidation. A move up, some consolidation. Then you had a breakdown, so a distribution, which then lined up directly with this trend line we drew from 1, 2 points. Went up again, more distribution. We came down. We lined up with what? A support line. Now we're going up slightly. Is this going to be where we see that next push up for that halving event? So if we do see that, you're looking to break a trend line here at about 70,062. Yep. So $70,622. If you break that, we're probably going to be off to the races. Look for it to at minimum reach 74. Yeah, it's probably going to meet 74. But let's see what we got going on here. Close that off. Don't need that at the moment. Let's turn this on. I'm still in a buy zone for everything. I am slightly above, and that's the thing. I'm slightly above it. So when your moving averages start crossing back and forth a lot, or they get really, really tight, you should look for price to expand. Right now, I'm above the 50-day moving average, but I'm getting consolidation. This consolidation is starting to look like a pennant, and we'll draw that in a moment. But I'm above the 50, slightly above the 14, and I'm above the 9. Of course, I'm above the 200 and the 100, and I'm in a buy zone here, but slightly. I have a lot of compression of price here. So let's look and see what this pennant looks like. We kind of drew it already. Let's move this out the way so you can see the pennant as I draw it. That's one. Two. So you're reaching a point where price is going to get such compression where it's going to most likely, and this is just my opinion, it's most likely going to bounce to the upside. And the reason I'm saying that is because of essentially the halving event. The halving event is telling us it wants to go up. It has done this in the past multiple times. And with this, price compression is setting up for a very big push. Now, it can be either way. Okay, be aware, it can be either way. But I'm just doing this based off of history. Every other halving event, it has pushed upwards. So we're going to assume, and that's our bias, we're having a bias that it's going to push upward for Bitcoin. So let's see if it pushes up, where could we look to go? At minimum, in the daily time frame, I'm looking for 82 for that halving event. And if you're playing the weekly, you probably have noticed it has gone pretty far. It's at 65, that was the last high. But the weekly does not get changed as much as the daily. This is our brand new one. So after this probably goes up to 73, it'll probably come down a little bit, then go up a little bit until it breaks out of that price consolidation and compression. So I'm looking for that 82. All right, so that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. See you next week. And if you're looking to do some charting on Sundays, let me know.